Good morning, everybody. It's Jamie here. Nice to meet you all. Hopefully you can hear me. We'll do a couple of tests very shortly, but just wanted to thank everybody for attending today. I've had a great response to putting this session on. So it's amazing to know that you're interested to hear our views on what's happening, also about how we're working alongside our clubs. We've got many clubs on here today. Many of you that we don't work with at the moment, but obviously there's several of you that do as well. So first of all, it's great to have you on today. Apologies, you've got to see my face on your screen, but feel free to minimize it. That's no problem whatsoever. Before we get started, it's obviously really important to make sure everyone's okay. It's obviously been very turbulent times for everybody. Doesn't need me to go on about that too much. Everyone's well versed on it, but it's been a bit crazy, isn't it? And obviously it's had a massive impact on all businesses across the whole of the world, as well as obviously golf clubs and golf businesses. Obviously we are very alike and aligned with that. So we've been very much trying to work through these, specifically probably since mid-March, when everyone knew this was going to happen. Albeit we've been, golf courses have been shut for the best part of 4 or 5 weeks now. So we're very much wanting to work, and help our golf clubs that we work with alongside each other, which has been really important. That's and obviously we'll touch base on what we're going through, what we've gone through, and what we're doing at the moment with golf clubs, despite everything that's happening. So first of all, it's really important everyone's healthy. That's obviously a staff at your club. Everyone's been affected by something and knows somebody. So hopefully not been affected too much with staff at the club, members alike, and obviously family members as well. So first of all, hope everyone's okay. Obviously we're going to touch base on what we're doing to help combat this, and it's really important to probably outline our beliefs on the current situation as a group of individuals at Play More Golf. We understand that golf was one of the last activities to be locked down. On that basis, I think probably everybody around this table is along the lines of this would be the first activity that becomes available as soon as it's right to do so. But nobody can force that. Been keeping a close eye on social media, and there's been some individuals who have put their head above the parapet and been pushing for golf to reopen, and got a polarized opinion, shall we say, and a lot of negativity is her way. So it's important for us to make sure we're doing it in a sensitive way, but we're confident that obviously once elements are released a little bit, golf will be the first one back up. Clubhouses and bars and ancillary spend will still struggle at golf clubs, but at the same time be able to get golfers back on the golf course, similar to what it was like probably in the middle week of March, with what was impending from a social distancing point of view. So from our point of view, it's really important to maintain momentum through this period, help club retain their members, as well as obviously be ready for when we come through the other side. And obviously that's a challenge, across the board for everybody at golf clubs who have been furloughing staff potentially. Some people on here today may well be on furlough as well, but obviously this is a training session as well, so you're quite comfortable in doing that with the HMRC rules. So yes, it's lots of stuff going on. Hopefully we can add a bit of value today, share a bit of best practice. It's an interactive session. Ask questions. I'll answer as much of them as I possibly can, but it's also something that you guys can, different golf clubs, everybody's doing things slightly differently. We're certainly seeing that with the 250 clubs that we work with, but it's also just sharing a bit of best practice, and hopefully, and I'm sure all of us, we're in the same boat, together we'll come through this stronger once everything gets sorted out and people can get back on the golf course. There's a huge opportunity for everybody, but also at the same time it's doing that the right way at the moment. So there's a couple of slides I've put together. Don't worry, it's not death by PowerPoint. We'll go through some information. So we're just going to be covering some basics, who we are, if any of you on the call that aren't aware of us. how some stats about how golf membership has been impacted, both from what clubs are doing, but also things like search terms and digital activity that people are looking for golf memberships. What are clubs doing in regards to their renewals? Why are we helping the clubs that we work with? And I was very much coming along the lines of today about how we are helping golf clubs we work with. Obviously, there's a number of clubs on here today that we don't work with, but I will be covering it from the basis of what we're doing at the moment with the clubs that we're working with. How our new product that clubs can be activating, how it works, how it can help the club, the commercial benefit, and who is targeted at, answering your questions, and then next step. So obviously I've spoken to give a bit of an intro. Obviously, just to recap, my name is Jamie Carroll. I'm one of the it sounds a bit fancier than it is, but one of the co-founders of Play More Golf when we started working with golf clubs back in 2016. Got crikey, nearly 40 years old. Been working in the golf industry all my life. I'm a golfer myself, albeit similar to yourself. Don't probably get out there too much nowadays. But in fact, my last game, I've got two very young children. Keep me busy away from work. So that's a little bit about me. But also, just before we properly get into this bit of information, on your toolbar, you'll be able to see some icons. One of them is a raise your hand icon. If you can hear me and see me loud and clear, could you just do me a favor and just click that button for raise your hand? Wonderful, great. Just lets me know that you can hear, and unfortunately for you guys, you can see me as well. So great, thank you for that. What we'll be doing today, we'll be using a couple of the other functions. So you will also be able to see a chat button and a Q&A button. If you've got any questions, if you can add it to either of those, I'll pick either of them up at the end, so make sure we've covered everything. But if there's any question, even if we go on to answer it, we can obviously recap on that. But if you use the question and answers button for any questions specifically for me today, that'll be fantastic. And in the main, if you can use the chat function, because all of you guys on the call can see that chat function. If you want to share any best practice that you're doing at a golf club that you think might help another golf club, or anything at all, feel free to share it onto, obviously Chris at Shooter's Hill has always said hello, so thanks for that, Chris. Use it for that if you want to, use it for any reasons, but maybe Q&A button for specific things for me, and obviously chat to share a bit of best practice, but also ask questions in there as well, because we'll cover it off at the end, so don't worry about being missed off. Nothing will be missed off on that basis. So let's get started. So who we are. We are one of the first flexible membership, individual, independent flexible membership businesses across the UK. We have a standard product offering, which is, you may or may not know about it. I'm not going to talk much about it today, but obviously, we work with over 250 golf clubs, where a club can bespoke their flexible membership. We do all the donkey work, like lead generation, marketing activity for the club at our cost, administration, everything's online. It's a very unique individual platform that a club can build their flexible membership. We've got years of experience doing it in the team. We've got about 23 people in the team, well over 150 years of experience in the golf industry itself, and the leisure industry. So we've sold flexible memberships in different guises since 2010, and I've been responsible for selling over 30,000 golf memberships over that period of time. So like I said, we've been working with clubs since 2016, and we'd like to think that if there's nothing to know about, if there's something to know about flexible golf membership and how it should be done, we know about it. So we've for over 10 years amongst the whole of the business, we've been involved in it. That's flexible memberships alone. So and we believe that come through this lockdown period, there will be a number of people that may well want to undertake golf in a different way. And obviously we've got nearly 10,000 members across the country as it currently stands. So obviously we've got good experience to pass on to clubs that we choose to work with us. We've got a bit of information here on it's a couple of graphs. I'm sure everyone's bored as hell with too many graphs and lines of the 5 o'clock government updates, but this one is relating to to golf and golf membership in particular. So the green, the white line there is daily search terms for golf membership. So people online searching from the 21st of March through to the 18th of April, people searching. I just want to thank Michaela, who's on the call from our marketing team to put this together. Thanks, Michaela. The white line shows last year's search terms of golf membership. Lots of people on here, and we're no different with clubs that we work with, renew their members on the 1st of April. And this pandemic, if you're choosing a period of time for it to start, it's always going to be a bad time for it to start, but it could not have been at a worse time for everybody, could it? In that ballpark. So, and this shows, an element of this shows that for people that are actually shopping for golf membership online. So you can see the white line, and you can see the negative impact of people searching for those terms through this year. And obviously that at the same time as people searching for golf membership, but also that can be taken in through people's thought process, general golf industry thought process on what golf membership is over that period. So the impact, as we know, I just touched base on it. It's had those clubs that are renewing their members on the 1st of April. It does leave a lot of financial uncertainty with people being furloughed who are golf members. They're potentially delaying renewing their membership, which in the nice way possible doesn't help you at the golf club, doesn't help us from that period of time as well. So we totally appreciate if you are renewing your members on the 1st of April, what you are going through financially over that period of time. You've still got bills to pay. Everyone's speaking to their suppliers to be able to see how they can help. We've been no different, same as any other business, and it's really important on that basis. We've got a team. We've been totally honest. We've furloughed a number of them, but not everybody, because we still need to keep those wheels turning for the golf clubs that we work with. Specifically, and we've got people, as crazy as it sounds, we've got numbers of members joining golf clubs on our standard product. Never mind the product I'll talk to you about, what we could put into place for our golf clubs that we work with. To retain their members at the moment, and we've got a lot of people renewing their memberships at the moment. And every club will come onto this, what clubs are doing in regards to their membership renewals, because it's a real tough balance. Because we've got to be sensitive, and we're in the same position. Got to be sensitive to your loyal customers, but at the same time, it's a balancing act to strike to make sure that it's the best from a business point of view, from a golf club point of view, but also best from your members' point of view. But also it has other impacts on your staff, other team members, potentially family as well. If you're a proprietary owner and you own your own golf club, there's impacts on family as well. So there's lots of things to be taken into consideration, and how this is impacted through for your membership renewals. Obviously, it's had a significant impact on cash flow. Even if 1st of April, many golf clubs with your full membership base will renew between 80 and 90%. 80 worst case scenario in the main, 90% on average, I would say, of your full members, 5-7 day members, juniors, students, etc. We spoke to a number of golf clubs, and doing well to renew 50 or 60% of those people. That's still good from a really well done for the club to communicate that to the club members, to be able to get those number of people renewed. But at the same time, you have to adapt, you've had to evolve, and you've potentially had to be flexible based on that, on what your offering is to your full members. Even with that, only still renewing half of your members, so that is a huge gap of people that we believe are delaying their renewal with the club. And that's where our new product, which we've offered to our clubs, will come into play. And again, I'll talk you through that in a little bit more detail. So cash flow is absolutely king at the moment for a lot of golf clubs. There's no other revenue. Even when the lockdown is released, it's probably important to, everyone's probably highlighted this, but there's probably a limited opportunity to drive food and beverage spend in the golf club. Your events that you hold, golf days, people traveling might be at risk. and obviously the ancillary spend that goes with that. You know, at this moment is prime time for any society golf days you might be doing midweek, any captains away days. It's a huge hole in the golf club's P&L. So it's definitely we're trying to help clubs fill that gap in the short, medium, and long term on that basis from what we're looking to do. So on that basis, this is actually, again, you know, member team Michaela, who is on this conference, on this call today, has put this together. It's actually sourced from Golf Punk, and it's really interesting to see what golf clubs are doing for their members. So it's a very visual impact there. So feel free to digest what other golf clubs are doing. Again, feel free to share in the chat function what you're doing for your members. We've heard some great, this has been split from clubs asking for fees, clubs reducing or deferring fees, and what clubs have offered. Obviously, the final one there is probably a good one summary for all. But you know, if half of golf clubs have done nothing, and that's every golf club, as you can see here, has done something different. So this is not a one broom sweeps all scenario. I've heard some great stories, and you probably saw a few weeks ago Tiverton Golf Club, Tiverton Golf Club, in regards to down there in Devon, that have put on social media and announced to their members that they are deferring any full membership. So they're not renewing any members until the first golf ball is struck again. And we're all confident that hopefully maybe over the next 2-3 weeks, we might well be able to get on the golf courses, and that is fantastic then they'll renew all their full members. But if it does go on a bit longer, if you are making that decision or have made that decision or thinking about it, you just obviously, it goes without saying, and I'm sure everyone on this call and every club is, just make sure the numbers are in order and stacks up to almost think about worst case scenario and best case scenario, because like I said before, hence half golf clubs through this survey with Golf Punk have not done anything because they need to keep cash flow coming through their doors right now. And there's ways and means about doing that. But for their full members, getting people renewed, feel free to visit our blog page on our website for golf clubs, because we've put a couple of blogs together about the importance of members, if they can, renewing their membership on time, and that's their full membership. That's nothing to do with ourselves. But if they pay £800 a year as a 7-day member, if they can possibly do that with your club, do it as normal if you can afford it, because it'll make sure every golf clubs in the industry and the golf club industry is as healthy as ever when this comes through the other side. So we're all hopeful, aren't we, thinking best case scenario that in 2 weeks time people can go out again with social distancing measures, but at least get on the golf course. That is 100%, you know, our belief that we'll be able to get to that. But there is obviously the scenario where no one can commit to that. So just make sure if you are doing something that, you know, obviously the numbers as per Tiverton Golf Club, and Tiverton Golf Club may well be on here today, and I'm sure they have done their numbers, and it's a fantastic thing to do for their members and really looking after them. But we also understand not every golf club can do that. So don't be pressured into feeling you have to do that. And a lot of you at the clubs would have taken that decision already, and you would be into that scenario on the right hand side. So, you know, clubs are asking, first graph there, 6 out of 10 clubs are asking for fees. At Tiverton, 25% of clubs are not asking for fees. So again, those 25%, I'm sure, have done all their sums and maths and making sure that they've budgeted and planned for worst case scenario coming out the other end of it. So again, you know, feel free on the chat function to share what you've done at your club. A lot of clubs have done, you know, renew as normal, and you will get a credit for the amount of time that you can't play golf onto your food and beverage onto your card. So that's another great idea. But again, not every golf club is the same. It may well be franchised. It might be in-house with the club, but it might not be. So again, totally understand that what everybody does is totally unique on that basis. Apologies about my picture again, but this is why we're helping the clubs we work with. So we work with over 250 clubs, and the strength of us as a business goes in total correlation with the strength of our golf clubs. And and again, some golf clubs are cruising through this, some are struggling. It's every golf club is totally different, but whatever position you are in as a golf club, and even if we don't work with you, we've got some details at the end of this where you can pick up the phone, ask us any questions, and that might be absolutely on anything. And feel free to use the Q&A function for this as well. Throw anything at me. If I can answer it, I'll answer it. I don't want to do a Dominic Raab and deflect too much, but if I can answer it, I'll answer it. If not, we'll get the answer to you. So feel free to answer any of the questions. But off the back of this, if you don't want to do that, we're available on the phone call to answer any questions you might have, because we're going through specific, business interruption schemes. Obviously the furlough scenario. We're not fortunate enough where we can furlough lots of people, because we need accountancy people, we need marketing teams, we need sales teams that are still being employed to make sure that we're renewing and joining people at clubs that we work with and answering their questions. So we can't do that. But if you've got any questions about that, we've gone through that the same as yourself. Feel free to ask us. The furloughing scheme opened on Monday with HMRC. If you've got any questions on that at all, we can try and help you. That doesn't mean even if you don't work with us, if we can help in any way, shape or form, if you can pick up anything from this session today, then hopefully that help and assistance will be there for you. We don't confess to being the mantra and the fountain of all knowledge, but we're going through the same as you, and we've gone through this as well. So feel free to pick up the phone, and we'll look to help. So just coming on to our new product that we've developed, really. So as soon as lockdown came in, the next day we've spoken to a number of our clubs on the challenge they were facing on full members. Obviously, this was back in sort of 22nd, 23rd of March, although we were having conversations before that in preparation for it. And just asking questions of those clubs that are renewing their full members on April 1st. Obviously, they sent out their renewal admittances and invoices to those members, and they're already gathering feedback, even then, of people being very conscious and cautious about committing £1,000 over the next 12 months, especially coming out of a winter where the weather has been so poor. And again, a number of our clubs have been shut for a number of times. So people have committed £1,000 over the last 12 months to a full member, come through this period of time of not playing much golf because of weather and course closure into this. So we were really careful about speaking to a number of our clubs just to see how we could help and develop a product that may well help them on commercial terms that are our benefit to the club. And we'll come on to this, but not necessarily ourselves as a club. So we've got a development team. So off picking the brains of several clubs, we were able to get some feedback and then put a plan into action with our development team, where within 10 days, we were able to develop and create a new product for clubs to use themselves with their full members, to be able to target it at particular members that are potentially in the process of leaving, very cautious about renewing their membership and deferring that, and also people that have already potentially handed in their notice and left, and generating some contracted revenue in the short, medium term to be able to increase the cash flow at clubs to then get them upgraded back to full membership. So if you want to, we haven't called this anything, but if you wanted to call it almost like a bridge membership for your full members that are leaving and left, coming back to membership further down the line when they can, the measures have relaxed a little bit further down the line, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks time, but then also, they may well want to come and use the bar, etc. They might have personal circumstances where they may well only be able to come up to the club in 3 or 4 months' time. So we wanted to help golf clubs in a way to be able to do that. So how it works, I'll give you a very brief overview of the product in its own right. If you don't know our standard product, it's clubs have variable pricing for their flexible membership, anything between £280 all the way through to £700, depending on what type of club and what your full membership offering is. You can choose the price point for your specific clubs. That gives the member a specific amount of points. The club get to design how many points it is per round and all the benefits that you want to include or not include in your flexible membership. In short, very quick summary, that is how you get to create your own flexible membership. that allows somebody, so let's take the 100-point option, that would give a member 80 points at your home club, of which the club get the revenue for upfront as a contracted revenue. And then there's 20 flexi points, which can be used at the member's home club over the member's 12-month period, but also can be used across the Play More Golf, over 250 golf clubs in the country. So those 20 flexi points give that ability for someone to travel and play a local golf club 5 down the mile, as long as they are affiliated to Play More Golf and sell the Play More Golf membership at their club as a membership category. What this product is, in essence, is a product that is home points only. So instead of someone joining as a standard member and getting 80 home points and 20 flexi points, on the 100-point package, it gives somebody, a member, 100 home points for their club. So they don't have the ability straight away to use other golf clubs using their membership. It is, in essence, somebody that you've had as a full member for a period of time that is, like I said, not someone who is in the process of leaving or has already left. And golf clubs use this, and we give them the tools to be able to then capture those people, to keep them as a member for a period of time before they can upgrade back to the full membership at some point in the near future, or 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the line. So instead of getting nothing from that member, any contracted revenue for that member in this short-term period, you get something from them, and then they're able to upgrade at some point in the future. So this is what this new offering is. It's points to be able to be used at your club only. So if I'm a golf club manager at this golf club, for argument's sake, and I've got somebody who's left, I can get them to become and contribute to the golf club. In 3 weeks' time, when social distance is relaxed and the golf course opens, they can play golf with using their membership, which we've put together for them, and then at some point upgrade back to a full membership. The best thing about this for golf clubs is that I mentioned earlier on our standard offering that the golf club receive the upfront revenue for the 80 home points, because all of this is points to be used at their golf club only. You, in essence, get all of the money up front. And what we've done from a commercial point of view to help our golf clubs is that all we do is, from this commercially, is, don't want to sound like a martyr here, but all we're doing is covering our own costs with this. So it's free to use. It's absolutely available to use for golf clubs right now that we work with. And anybody that they renew onto this from their people that have left as a full membership at this renewal, or in the past, or in the process of leaving, or very cautious about renewing, they can actually renew them on this product to be able to do that and get some significant contracted revenue. Obviously, it differs depending on what that golf club sell their membership at. So somebody sell their flexible membership with us at £700, they will get the best part of £700. If somebody sells at £280, they'll get £280. But every golf club is different, and hence their selling price is different. So that is, in essence, is what we're doing with this. It's all we're doing is covering our own costs. Things like credit card online, which I'll come on to now, and obviously the bit of development cost that we've turned this around within 10 days. So all we are doing for our clubs is, the biggest help is developing this product to be able to use bespoke each individual golf club, but also then at the same time, from a commercial point of view, they are bagging the vast majority of all of the revenue that they renew their full members on. So what have we done? So every club has their own unique page in regards to their admin dashboard. I'll show you what that looks like. But they also then have their own unique link to communicate to those members through we've put together some free communication templates that they can use from their dashboard to be able to send to those groups of people. Like I said, it's only people that have left and people that are very cautious about renewing, deferring it. So we've got the opportunity to get some significant contracted revenue now and not wait 4, 5, 6 months down the line. And then there's also the opportunity of those people that are in the process of leaving. So we know people that have made themselves aware they are not renewing at all at this point of time. We believe they should renew as a full member, but not lots of people with being furloughed. 80% of their income have been able to do that. So it's really important. Our standard offering as well, we do an installment plan. We're very careful not to have done this for this, because the whole purpose of this for your club is to get some contracted revenue, and that is, you know, good size chunks of revenue in your bank account to help your cash flow, and not necessarily diluting that by 4, 5, 6, 12 months, which will obviously help as well. Put together some free communication templates that support the club to be able to send this out to specific people of your choice. Very important, we are not marketing this as part of our standard product. We do lots of lead generation activity for the clubs that we work with, part of the unique elements that we do. But we are not marketing this, because this is solely for you at the golf club to use, not for prospective members. It's very small numbers of people joining that aren't members at the moment, but there's people that renewing people that used to be a full member of your club that you can generate some revenue for over the short, medium term. So, you know, it'd be wrong of us to market this, because it'll be taking advantage of it. We are helping the clubs to market this and send it to individual people. There's a unique online payment page, because obviously social distancing at the moment, not every club allows their full members to renew remotely, and pay annually remotely. So this is, again, a unique link. So I'll use the advantage of Disc Golf Club. Disc Golf Club has a link for Disc Golf Club alone. So these people do not fall into the realms of 250 golf clubs. So, for example, Disc Golf Club, we work with Barn and Broom. They're not a million miles away from each other, but if we made it available to everybody, you know, a Disc member might then think about doing this at Barn and Broom. That cannot happen. So we've done this on a bespoke level to over 250 times one for each club. So it's unique for each club. So that does not happen. So this is, you know, it's only Disc Golf Club communicating to Disc Golf Club past member or Disc Golf Club person who isn't renewing, to be able to get them to renew. And then obviously when someone renews their full membership, they then fall into our unique online platform that then integrates with your specific tee sheet to allow online booking from that element. If a member wants to actually, if a Disc member then wants to go and play at Barn and Broom, they can actually buy more points to be able to go and use that golf club if they wanted to. But that is not a part of their upfront package. They pay more money, and obviously they will get the revenue for that. Barn and Broom will get the revenue for that as and when it's used from that Disc Golf Club member. So this is what we have put together and developed over that 10-day period, and what's live for golf clubs as we currently speak. So here's an example of just a couple of screenshots of what it looks like for golf clubs. So I think we've got a couple of golf clubs on here at the moment. Did recognise Silkstone Golf Club up in Yorkshire, so hopefully you'll be able to join us at Silkstone. But this is, if you logged into your admin dashboard, you will be able to see some very obvious changes to your admin dashboard that shows all the guidance and support and links to email templates that you can copy and paste into your email template, whether it's MailChimp or anything that you use, to be able to send it to a group of people that haven't renewed their membership, past members historically, to be able to generate some significant revenue. We're seeing people join and renew their standard Play More Golf membership as we currently speak. People are doing this, and as we've seen, you know, people are renewing their full membership as well and doing the right thing. But there's obviously a number of people that sensitively just can't do that right now. So this is another option that clubs can use to be able to get them to renew their membership, stay at the club, have the opportunity to upgrade into their full membership when time suits them in the future, as well as then also for you at the club generating some much needed contracted revenue that will help you see you through over the short term until, you know, social distancing relaxes over the longer period of time. How it works for the member, this is an example of a club we work with at Selsdon. They have the opportunity to buy 100 points or 120 points. You may well see there, for those that are smarter, especially if, you know, like of Silkstone on the club, on the call, Silkstone use our standard £325 product. Here, so do Selsdon on the screenshot in front of you. as well. So you can see there that the price is actually £350. They could buy more points if they wanted to as well, because that only means more revenue for you at the club. We were due to, on the 1st of April, all the clubs that we work with, their wherever they sold at £260 through to £650, those prices were due to go up on the 1st of April. We communicated to all our members, communicating to all the clubs, communicated to all prospective members over a period of time from February the 1st through to mid-March, and then this happened. So we decided it was just the best thing to be done wasn't to actually activate that at that point. We just felt it was the wrong thing to do for our 10,000 members across the board. I don't think there's a right or wrong way of doing it, but we felt it was the right way not to go ahead and do that. But you can see here that the new pricing structure has come into play for this product for renewing your full members. To compensate you for the clubs and members for it, we've put a list of promo codes together that clubs can or cannot opt in to use. It's totally up to them. Even this product, clubs don't have to use it. There's a number of clubs not using it right now, but there's a number of clubs that are using it. It's totally up to you at the club to be able to use it. It's in your commercial benefit to do so, just purely because we're just covering our costs from that point of view. But it's up to the clubs if they use it or not. But it's a great way of generating some much needed cash flow and contracted revenue from a pot of people that are not committing to your club from a membership point of view right now. So going back to the price point, we've triggered the price increase for these renewing members. The main reason for that was to generate more revenue for the club, but can't get away from that, is that we will be putting up prices from £325 to £350 at some point in the future when the lockdown is released. But we just feel like that was the wrong thing to do at the moment, but we felt it's the right thing to do for clubs on this basis, because it generates some much somebody charging £800 has the ability to generate £350 for 100 points. Obviously that limits the member to how much golf they can play, the benefits they get as per what a standard product is. It is just literally a product where they can use their membership at their home club, and obviously you get all the revenue for it. Members then have they have an app, as all the other 10,000 standard members can book, hook up with friends, add points to go and use other golf clubs if they want to. But importantly, it's all about them then upgrading their full membership when a time suits them. So in the nice way possible, people at the club get the best of both worlds. From people who haven't committed subscription revenue now, you get revenue, and then obviously you get their full membership as normal at a time in the future. So it is designed for you to get the best of both worlds. So just to reaffirm before we do the Q&A and answer any questions you may well have. Obviously it's difficult times, like yourself, we've had to evolve, adapt, and put something new into the marketplace for our golf clubs that we work with. But our beliefs are that golf was the last activity to be shut down because of social distancing. We've all had to be very sensitive, and no one is looking to take advantage of the situation at all, ourselves, yourself, any business. But we do believe, looking across Europe, likes of Denmark and even the Isle of Man. We've got some clubs in the Isle of Man that golf's coming back online, I believe in early to mid-May. We don't know if that's going to happen over here, but as soon as the first step is taken at some point in the future, if that's 2, 3 or 4 weeks, we believe we can get golf courses open again. And that'd be great for you, it'd be great for us, and it'd be great for golfers. It's going to be nothing better, is there? So when golf is locked down, the last to be locked down, we believe is to be the first to reopen again. I'm sure that's a number of beliefs that you guys share on this, who've joined us today. So like yourself, hence we've kept the wheels rolling and not shut up shop. We've had a lot of stuff to be cracking on with, been able to work on some different projects, which you wouldn't have normally been able to do at this time of the year. Hopefully you've been able to do the same. some really good training sessions as well with the furlough scheme, which you can attend, and everything else. So yeah, so hopefully there's, like us, we need to be ready. A rolling, it's not a standing start, restart the engine again on day one, we can get on the golf course again. Like yourself, we need a rolling start over this period of time, and then we are ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with all our clubs to absolutely start off with a flying, from that day one. So, there is no risk for clubs that we work with using this. There's absolutely zero risk, because it's totally up to them if they want to use it, and we can help support them and guide them with that as well. And apologies again, I just noticed my big face is on here again, so apologies for that. So we need to be ready. So next steps, there's absolutely no obligation with this. Many people on this call today, again, thank you for joining. We don't work with. If you want any help or ask us any questions off this of what we're doing to help our clubs, what we're doing as a business, from all of those different schemes that are available, local councils. Saw a different one from Sport England and England Golf yesterday as well. There's a number of Scottish golf clubs on here as well. We have had some great success with Scottish golf clubs we work with our standard product, and obviously working with this new product as well. Obviously really interesting news with Scotland has come out, with Scotland Golf Union and people resigning, etc. And obviously a number of clubs being felt, they're strong-armed into using the software package. Lots of things going on up there as well during this time. So if you want our thoughts on that, feel free to give us a call. Our contact details are there for three of us, and we'll be happy to have a off-the-record conversation, not necessarily about what we do, any help, but obviously about product that we're using with clubs. Finding out more about our standard product, how that all works. Like I said, it's a free consultation. There's no obligation whatsoever. We're just looking to add some value and to help as much as we possibly can through this time, and help get you ready for the first day when we come out of this. So we've got a rolling start ready to absolutely kick on, because there'll still be lots of stuff going on, and still a lot of people getting it, infected and unfortunately dying as well. So it has to be done the right way, and we're as conscious with that with everyone. I'm sure you are as well. So if you've got any questions on how we're going about that, feel free to pick up the phone. I'm just going to touch base on I can see the odd question that has come up here. So bear with me 2 seconds. Julie, I assume TMG pay a fee from a member's annual fee. Is that set as a fee or a small percentage every year? So thanks, Marcus. So yeah, it differs depending on what you sell at. But it's a very small percentage. So if you choose to sell your new product that we've developed for a club at £280, only £24 plus VAT, and that just covers our development costs. Just about covers it, and credit card fee and debit card fee, of which a good chunk of that is made up of that with the banks, unfortunately. So it's the smallest number we can possibly do, and to make sure that it's not costing us significant money. So it's just literally covering the cost of that. Julie again, there you go. So a general retention rate of Plainmore Golf members within existing clubs. Yeah, it's last year, as an effect, was 86% on our standard product. A lot of them go on to upgrade to full members as well, that we see as a lever. But obviously at the moment, we've got a number of people that are renewing their membership, and people that aren't renewing their membership at the moment. I'll talk you through why a significant percentage of people are renewing their membership even during this lockdown period, is because their home points, the standard product that we work with golf clubs on, suits that occasional golfer that plays 8 to 12 times per year. That's on average. We see people playing golf on our standard product before the lockdown and coronavirus and everything that comes to it. The key element is that any home points that are left at the end of the year, they get to retain the following year as long as they renew their membership. So there's actually, this product our standard offering, flexible membership, works really well on that basis, because members don't lose anything they have to renew their membership to do so. Their flexi points that they can use at their home club, if they've got 2 or 3 flexi points, they only have 12 months to use those. So the way we're dealing with this is by lockdown period with members. And also, we can't go and just offer all 10,000 members across 250 clubs a 2 or 3 month extension, because that is not fair on the golf clubs that we work with, and we do everything in consultation with our golf clubs. So a great example is Hillsborough Golf Club. You know, they'd heard, as members do, heard a rumour that we were giving all of their 180 flexible members a 3 month extension, which was absolutely not the case. What we are doing is allowing a standard product, flexible members, if they renew their membership and support you and our clubs that we work with on the standard membership offering, they get to keep their flexible points, because that's the benefit of the product as standard. But also, we will extend their flexi points to give them more time to be able to use those. So that's something that we have done, which doesn't affect the golf clubs we work with. Gary, copy. Oh yeah, good point. Thanks, Michaela. Answered that one. So yeah, we will circulate a copy of this and in PDF, but we will also, before the end of the week, we will also circulate a link to the recording of this video as well. So feel free to circulate this internally to any club that you've got. Nigel, I'm sure, yes. They pay their EGU and county affiliation fees on top of what this normal subscription is. So also, it's really important I picked up a question from Richmond Golf Club. I'm Ian from Richmond Golf Club. I'm not sure if you're on today, but some of our clubs we work with felt we were charging more fees to be able to use this product. It's absolutely free, and the support to use this is absolutely free as well. So just to go and ask the clubs that we work with. Obviously, if you're a club that we don't work with, we'll obviously engage in a conversation about what a partnership looks like from a standard product, so you can actually get access to this product as well. So, you know, that's obviously a separate conversation on that basis, but thanks for your question there. Matthew, risk I see is that members who have paid full subscription feel shortchanged, and they discover benefits a lower cost, albeit lower benefits. Yeah, so Matthew, I think you're from Balmore Golf Club, or Ian, I know from Richmond as well. You're there as well, so that's great. So yeah, it totally depends. The key element of this is you choose to be able to use this as and when and to who you want to do. This is not a broad brush sweep to all your membership base. The key element is obviously the 2 different categories are totally different, with different benefits, ability to play different times of the day, and you know, it might be 10 points to play on a Saturday morning, so they get less golf, and that pushes them through to a more off-peak time versus your full members. So it totally depends on A, who you give this access to, and B, as soon as they drop in, an important point, they then drop in to your standard offering that you have up there at Balmore. So like you've all flagged up there, albeit with lower benefits, it's totally flexible on how you want to use it. Ian, if you're on our email database for partner clubs, we've sent them to you. Have a look on your email inbox. Otherwise, log into your partnership. If you want to hold on shortly as well, let me do that right now. So you can log in and I'll show you real time. So bear with me. I will log in 2 seconds and show you where you can see them. So this is the admin dashboard you would see, Ian, very briefly whilst it loads up. And at the top of your login on your dashboard, where you get to see all of your inquiries, engaged inquiries, joiners, yield per round, etc. If you're familiar with your admin dashboard, you will have a unique login you go to our Claymore Golf website and log in there, and you'll be able to see this screen here, and at the top here you will be able to see what we've just discussed. You click on view available products, and there you will access your email templates and you will also access your individual unique link to be able to copy and paste into the email template to then send to specific members that you choose. So that is all there for you. So we'll just wait for it to load up. There we go. So you'll be able to see here, and here is the email content. There is your, this is DIS Golf Club's admin details. That's the unique for DIS. At Richmond and at Balmore, you have your own unique password, unique link to send, and then you can copy and paste that into your link. So you click on that, and you'll be able to see your email content. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Excellent. Let's go back to the next question. Perfect. Hi, Julie. Yes, so it differs depending on what you choose your selling price to be. So perhaps I'll make a note and we'll give you a call and we'll discuss that with you. Apologies, I'm not too sure which club you're representing, but we can send you that detail so you can see that as well from the standard product. Ian Mains again is the key element to the new product, just the All Points home club. Yeah, in the main, from the customer's point of view, that is it's a real key element, purely because you get the huge chunk, apart from covering our costs slightly, you get the revenue from that, so it triggers a huge benefit for you, the club. Another key element is it's only available to past members and people that you want to send it to, and people not renewing. Another key element is that is obviously an upgrade function that we are promoting them to upgrade back to your full membership as soon as they possibly can after doing this. Obviously, they can add flexi points on top of that. It's totally bespoke in regards to who you send it to, and obviously it's directed to. So it's not as if they can renew at another club from that. So there's lots of key elements, but financially and commercially for the club, that is a huge part of it, as well as obviously with the new pricing as well. So you benefit double-fold off that basis. Cool. So Marcus, yeah, we've got approaching nearly 10,000 members across the country. We've got some clubs that out of the 250 clubs that we partner with, we've got some of them still to go live because they got stuck in the middle of the lockdown and coronavirus, so they will come on live. We've got some clubs we've been working with for 4 years. We've got some clubs we've been working for with 2 weeks. So we've got some clubs with 200 members. We've got some clubs with 2 members, depending on how long they've been going. So yeah, we're approaching that number. Nigel seems to really strengthen the offering. Would it be able to use our renewal date is July? So Nigel, yeah, we can have a conversation with you come July. At the moment, this is only available for clubs over a short period of time, but obviously we can certainly have a discussion. And apologies, Nigel, I'm not 100% sure which club you're from, but we can certainly pick up a separate conversation with you on that. No problem. And then Julie, great, thanks. That's perfect. So feel free to get in contact with us to have that conversation. Let me just double check we've covered all of those questions off. Open questions. Okay. Access, great. Perfect. Let me just see all those. Lovely. Perfect. I think we've covered all of those off. Let me just double check the chat function here. Great. Perfect. Good stuff. Nigel at Salford. Great. Nigel, thanks, Daniel, for highlighting that. Nigel at Salford, great. I think a club near Bristol have been speaking to Marcus. So yeah, that'd be great. We can speak to you, Nigel, very, very shortly about that. So I believe, feel free to ask any more questions. It looks like a vast majority of you are still on here, which is great. So thank you very much. Any more questions, feel free to shout out. Anything else, feel free to to give us a call. Many thanks for joining us today. Craig, you've gone on for nearly an hour, so thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for all those great questions. Stay safe, everybody. I know this is a line that's going around a lot, but it's for a reason. Stay safe, and you know, as an industry, we'll all get through this and be the better for it when we come out the other side. So I'm sure a number of you may be furloughed, some of you may be working from home. Hope you're balancing and juggling everything accordingly. Stay safe and take care. And like I said, anything, we'll send this to you to distribute, remember. But anything else you need, feel free to give us a call, and we'll be happy to help if we possibly can. So we'll speak to you soon. Oh, there's a couple more questions, I think. Put contact, perfect, great. Last one, Q&A. No, okay, very important. Pass on our regards, Nigel, to one of your directors. Horrible news, but yeah, we'll speak straight away, or we'll speak at some point in the future that suits you guys. That's not a problem. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to close the session and see you all soon.